So if nihilism and its channeling into adventurous conquests and totalitarian regimes is at odds with existential freedom, what is the genuine free man supposed to do? Part of existential freedom involves alerting others to their ability to fashion the world according to values they project. This necessarily implies some limits to our own ethical actions and some above and beyond commitments of helping others discern their own freedom. An interesting aside here is that whether the nihilist chooses to become an autocrat or a conquistador is almost entirely predicated on a favorable set of circumstances. Whatever brings the most pleasure in the process of subjugation. Beauvoir takes a moment to itemize yet another character that fails at attaining existential conversion. To recap, we've gone over the subman, the nihilist gone on adventure, and the nihilist turned tyrant. Now we learn of the passionate man. The passionate man apparently does not match our definition of existential freedom, for this individual sets up an absolute for himself and pursues it intensely. He contrasts him with the subman that sort of passively accepts unconditional value. The passionate man treats these unconditional values as definers of existence. She says that passionate people can produce beautiful things in their maniacal pursuit, but their lives are filled with such anguish attaining an end that in the end is absolutely meaningless. I wonder if this could be applied to me in my pursuit of validation through music. The desire to win a Grammy and all that nonsense. It seems about right. But what is so wrong with the passionate man? Is the ethical existentialist devoid of anguish? What accounts for the difference? Isn't there anguish in every subjective view? Why would this disqualify passion as a legitimate life perspective? Looks like it comes down to the freedom of others again. Apparently the seclusion the passionate man requires in order to pursue his task is injurious to the collective development of freedom. He is just too preoccupied with himself to help others. She further claims that the passionate man may view others as obstacles to his fanatical ends and may end up treating them as such. So what do we know about an ethics of ambiguity thus far? 1, we know the ethics will consist of values we create. 2, we know that it can be compatible with a democratic society. 3, we know that it wills existential freedom for the individual as its end. And 4, it also either directly or indirectly, I'm not entirely sure yet, aims at the liberation of others from unconditional value. We have much more to learn before critiquing this paradigm.